Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to 4GQ TV's MCU After Show, and today we are going to be discussing the Eternals. We all have had a chance to see it finally, and I am highly impressed with the movie. But I want to hear what our fellow co-hosts think about this movie, and those fellow co-hosts with me today is Paris. Welcome,
Yo,
Paris.
hey, how's it going, man? How's it going? We're talking about Eternals.
And we have Greg, aka Flamish.
Yes, of course. I'm also happy to be here, Klaus.
Awesome. I'm gonna
Awesome.
start playing the trailer here. Um, you know, I want to go to Paris first on this one because he's seen it a little while ago. And he's a huge Marvel fan too, and he runs the
Mhm.
awesome Marvel Cinematic Facebook group. So, Paris, what are your thoughts on Eternals?
Ooh, Eternals. I came in with high expectations. Like it looked pretty cool from the previews, and then I left the movie feeling a little underwhelmed from what I saw. Like if we're gonna do like a score between 1 through 10, it rated at a 6 for me. Um, there's just a few things in the well, not say a few things, but there's things in the movie where I just thought that it could have been a lot better. The action scenes were great. It's just the storytelling of the characters, which generally I do like. But for some reason in this movie, it just didn't. It made me forget about the real important plot line that was going on, a celestial about to break out of the planet and destroy everybody on Earth, right? Just seems like there should have been a lot more urgency around that. And then you have, the characters betraying each other and stuff like that. So it just didn't seem like the urgency of the celestial like exploding the planet was not there. Just I don't know, but the storytelling for me, I just think for me, I just didn't need to know every single thing about all the characters, right? They could have kept it at the surface, focused more on the main story, and yeah, that's sort of where I felt it was just a little bit off. But the movie overall was good. It's definitely a go watch. It's a nice Marvel movie. And if you're going for story of certain characters that you may like, or may want to know more about, that stuff is there for you. But just for me, it was just too much of that and not enough of the main plot when you have especially when you have the strongest of the Eternals betraying everyone, right? And stuff like that. So and then it sort of lost me a little bit when that happened. It's just like, he was fighting and destroying deviants, but then he still wanted to. I don't know. He sacrificed one of the other Eternals, and it just started. And it just sort of lost me there. But overall, it was good. It wasn't a 3 or 4 or 5, but for me, it was a 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's fair. You did go in with high expectations, so I
Yeah.
think that's a fair assessment. Gregory, how did you feel
Yes.
about the movie?
Well, first of all, I had no expectations except it's a Marvel movie, so I'm expecting like a great story, nice action scenes, a little bit character development, which always happens. And I want to say I was surprised with what I saw because I didn't know what was going on with the Eternals. I don't know the characters. I don't know the lore behind them. Um, I was surprised with how the story went, but I do feel there was a little bit too much drama involved, in my opinion. Too much around the characters, like Paris had said. I feel that was the same way for me. It was cool how they went about it, and the thing I thought the most was a little bit of a shame was that it felt a little bit like sort of a mix between Superman and Marvel movie because of as you can see, the guy with the laser eyes,
Icarus.
he can fly. Yeah, Icarus. He just feels too much like a Superman to me. That I don't feel it comes to his right to me personally. Like he takes over the whole movie, in my opinion. Um, at some points, right? But besides that, I think it's cool that you went to the past and that you did saw how these characters like went about with their powers and stuff and how they struggled with in their own way,
Mm,
basically. But sometimes it was a little bit too slow for me. There was not enough action at some points, but the action scenes were really great. I love all the action that was in the movie. I loved the story in general, like the overarching story with the Celestials, with the Eternals in general. That was really well done. And yeah, overall, I think the movie was for me like a 7.5, if I have to give it a score. Stuff like that.
All right. I mean, that's that's some good points there, valid points that you brought in there. I went in, with low expectations because by the time I saw it, a lot of people were saying, I don't know if I like it. It's okay. It's, about average. However, I was blown away by this movie. I saw so many things in this movie that I thought were really cool because in the comics, it just, the comics, if you remember the comics, they didn't really stick out that much to me. And I don't know if they stuck out to any of our viewers, but they seem like not a major hit in the comics. They
mm.
were just there. But this movie kind of changes that. And I think Marvel's trying to bring them more to the forefront of the universe and rely more on massive catalog of stories and combining them together. So, with that said, and there are spoilers in this, of course, if you already listened to the last two co-hosts here. But I think this movie was incredible. For me, it touched on many things that Marvel did correctly, as far as I think, their version of creationism of the universes. They kind of went into the Greek gods, Olympia, and how these celestial beings were kind of like the Greek half gods, Greek gods, and then they came down with humans, in their minds. That's kind of like what they believed, that, the Greek goddess Athena and all of that. But it turns out there was a whole spin on that. And the spin was they were, their memories were fragmented by the celestial creator, and they're basically not human. They're basically just kind of like,
Clones.
yeah, clones, robots.
Robots, yeah, robots. Like
Robots. Clones. Sort of reminded me of the Tom Cruise movie. Uh, what was that movie where the little sphere came and kidnapped the astronauts and kidnapped him and then sent a bunch of him down to the planet and he was just a clone, right? And then there was a million of clones of Tom Cruise.
good movie, by the
Ooh,
way.
Yeah, Oblivion. That's sort of what it reminded me of a little bit.
okay. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fair. Yeah. And it seems like this, their celestial creator, I forget his name, is like, was it our, what was the name of Paris? Do you remember?
Artemis or something like that.
Yes. It
Art.
was a very unique name.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hello,
he sent them down to Earth to
Arishan,
protect civilization. What was it, Flemish?
Arishan.
Okay, Addisham. So they're there to protect Earth and protect the humans from the deviants. And the deviants were like the creatures that were sent out to destroy the previous species of the Earth
Mm-hmm.
or other planets in a sense. And Celestials were there to, or Eternals were there to kill them, destroy them, let the population grow, let the planet grow with life and intelligence and evolve so that the Celestial inside the core of the Earth could come out of it like an egg, intelligent and all celestial like, the way that, Marvel likes their Celestials. But the Eternals decided to change the plan. They said, no, we want to save these people. We like them. They
Yeah.
started getting feelings and realizing that they were misled this whole time and brainwashed and scattered memories. And Flamish, say the name of the Celestial.
Adisham.
Arisham was
Harrison.
kind of,
Yep.
he was not happy with that. Not happy at all. So he kind of pulls them back up and he says to them, okay, I'll see if these people are worthy of life. But in the meantime, you're coming back with me. Almost like Thanos snapped his fingers and the Eternals were gone again. So yeah, it was so cool to me, man. It was just so cool to see the theories in this and how Marvel twisted the technologies like the atom bomb on Hiroshima to be almost like, created by an eternal or AKA a Greek
Yeah, they
god,
gave
whatever
them the
you.
technology.
Yeah. So I mean, guys, I am blown away by this movie. I am blown away. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something right now. Go watch this movie. Get this movie on Blu-ray. Get this movie in 4K. Get it in 3D if you want it in 3D. However Marvel sells it, I say it's a definite buy from me, and I'm giving this movie a 10 out of 10. You guys
Whoa!
may think I'm crazy, okay? But I think this movie is perfect. It's perfect. It's They have their lives, they feel human, they have emotions, and they're not really supposed to, but they evolved to this state. And Marvel just the writing was so well done. And there was comical moments, there was like real touchy moments, personal moments, and then there was awesome origins back and forth. The way they did this movie, they went to like BC, then they went to wartime, they went to different periods in time.
Right.
Great movie, guys. Great movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It
just to
was good.
recap, um, for everybody listening, Paris, what was your number on this one?
I gave it a 6. 6
Flamish?
out of 10.
7.5.
No, you have to have
Seven
an
point five.
okay.
I'll go up the upper. There were enough action scenes in there that were really cool, and especially the end of the movie. I'm not gonna say what it is, but there
Yeah.
was some cool moment in there. Yeah.
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yep. 10 out of 10 for me,
Ooh.
guys.
That's like a
Yeah.
galaxy exploding.
Man, you're like you're like 60% higher than the Rotten Tomatoes.
They should put me on there then because this movie deserves it. I like this better. Guys, don't get mad in the comment section on the Marvel Facebook group. Don't get mad, but I like this more than Avengers Endgame.
Yeah, I think they got a 47% on Rotten Tomatoes, and then the audience score gave it an 80%. So
Yeah.
Okay.
at least I'm above the Rotten Tomato score, so that would be 60% for me. So um,
Yeah, I think 80 could be, yeah, around that. Yeah, I understand.
yours, yeah,
All right, well that's fair. Well,
nice,
the next thing that we're gonna do is that you're gonna see us again with a Spider-Man reactionary
trailer.
trailer.
Yeah.
So see you guys soon. Later.